Welcome to this presentation on the humanistic approach to management. My name is Laura Howard, and together we will explore the origins of humanistic management and its application, as well as investigate the benefits and limitations of this approach. In the early to mid 20th century, management techniques experienced a shift from the classical style, which had an emphasis on efficiency and productivity. These classical ideas included standardization, conformity, and uniformity. Incentives were used as a motivator to achieve one goal: to maximize profits through efficiency. But this profit centric management approach did not take into account the human aspect of business. People were not satisfied with being seen as just resources to achieve profits, which resulted in high employee turnover rates and low motivation to make deadlines and quotas. Theorists such as Peter Drucker and Maslow, with his famous hierarchy of needs, highlighted the importance of human needs and what acts as motivators to behaviors. An idea was introduced that management didn't need to separate the human from the mechanical process of production to achieve results. Peter Drucker, a renowned management expert, emphasized that effective management centers around individuals. He highlighted the significance of considering the complete person, encompassing aspects such as authority, values, organizational structure, and duties. A notable pioneer in the field of humanistic management is Mary Parker Follett. She lived from 1868 to 1933 and was instrumental in shaping the ideas and theories of those who came after her. Much of her work went unnoticed during her time. She was considered too forward thinking, but decades later, her work reemerged and her ideas became central to behavioral theorists throughout the world. She has been called the mother of modern management. Mary defined management as the art of getting things done through people. She believed that management should share power with people rather than have power over them, which she called integration. She also encouraged management to focus on coordination and unity with employees. She states in one of her writings, "Unity, not uniformity, must be our aim. We attain unity only through variety. Differences must be integrated, not annihilated, not absorbed." At the core of her theory is the idea that an employee will be happier, more productive, and more engaged if given the autonomy to complete their job. Around 1924, at Hawthorne Works of the Western Electrical Company, a study was sponsored by the National Academy of Sciences to determine the effects of different lighting, shorter work weeks, different breaks, wage incentives, or other physical or organizational differences had on the productivity of its workers. The results were puzzling. Regardless of the changes, the productivity of the worker remained the same or improved. Researchers concluded that the increased production had nothing to do with the changes they made, but with the attention the workers were receiving. The idea that worker attitudes and feelings, as well as their relationships with others they respected, could significantly influence productivity and was termed the Hawthorne effect. This once again reinforces the idea that the human component matters in management. From this history of the evolution of humanistic management theory, we gained these important insights. First, that people want to feel important and be recognized as individuals. That interpersonal and group relationships greatly help to determine productivity. And that leaders who encourage subordinates, autonomy, and responsibility are more effective than those who closely control their subordinates. The humanistic theory shares a common goal with machines: productivity. In this theory, productivity is greatest when the human aspect merges with the machine element of work. However, it diverges significantly in its approach. Rather than mechanistic processes, humanistic theory centers on people as the driving force behind productivity. Brother Embry, in his Introduction to the Humanistic Approach to Management, reflects on three questions that drive the theory. First, how can we encourage people to want to give more? And how can we make them feel happier and more fulfilled and more committed to their jobs? And how can we help them not only enjoy their jobs more, but desire to do these jobs more effectively? We can apply these principles by considering the following ideas. Recognize that management is not solely about profits, but about people. Understand that employees are more than mere resources. They are essential contributors to the organization's success and are entitled to dignity and respect. A humanistic management system aims to create an environment where people thrive. Embrace flexibility by being able to adapt to different situations as they arise. Invest in leadership development that includes skills in emotional intelligence, communication, and conflict management, and provide opportunities for personal and professional growth. Support continuous learning and skill development and career advancement. Create a culture that promotes teamwork, collaboration, openness, and friendship. Define the purpose of the organization beyond profit. Align it with societal well being and the common good. Encourage ethical decision making and responsible stewardship. Prioritize the flourishing and well being of individuals. Consider their diversity and their psychological needs, aspirations, and overall growth. Make sure you are surrounded by a diverse group, which will facilitate a well rounded perspective. Empower employees by granting them autonomy and trust. Allow them to make decisions and take ownership of their work. Autonomy fosters engagement and productivity. And view employees as whole individuals. Acknowledge their multifaceted roles, including their interactions with society and nature. A humanistic ethos considers the broad concept of people's lives. A humanistic approach to management in an organization values interpersonal relationships based on mutual respect and trust. Organizations value their employees as integral assets of the organization. Managers who encourage an appropriate level of autonomy can reap the benefits of innovative success, and in turn, the employees develop a positive intrinsic ownership mentality towards their work for the company. Then employees can become loyal to the organization, and the outcome is high employee retention, job satisfaction, and company morale. The takeaway for leaders is that managers who practice from a humanistic paradigm genuinely view workers as valuable assets to their organization and will adopt an optimistic view of employee motivation for work. As a management model, humanistic theories offer great outcomes for organizations. Humanistic management prioritizes employee satisfaction and motivation, leading to increased engagement, loyalty, and retention. It nurtures an organizational culture that appreciates creativity and individual output. It fosters an environment ripe for innovation and novel ideas. And humanistic management demonstrates flexibility and adaptability, allowing it to respond effectively to shifting circumstances and the evolving needs of employees. There can be challenges when adapting a humanistic management style, which include the potential for inefficiency. Placing excessive emphasis on employee well-being without maintaining a balance of oversight can result in decreased operational efficiency and productivity. In larger hierarchical organizations, adopting a humanistic management approach can present challenges due to its focus on individual empowerment and decision making. This next video clip summarizes the benefits of the humanistic approach to management.
From the workplace itself, where yeah, that was the 217 for the first 20 years of my career. I was a person, young, ready to have a job. Then I discovered something very fundamental about this idea of purpose. But the purpose does not have to be rooted in the product. Our purpose is our people, as it is expressed at Barry Windmiller, is an extremely powerful one. Right? People are always important. People matter. I met people over the past 2 days who are genuinely interested to listen to the ideas of others. I recently heard probably one of the best leadership spokespeople, a guy by the name of Bob Gaylor, talk. And he said, do not confuse humility with leadership. He said, humility is being open to the ideas of others. Imagine a world in which leaders learned how to listen to their people. What if we chose leaders on their ability, based on their ability to listen, not just talk? What if listening became the norm in our organizations and not just the exception?
As we conclude this presentation, understand that humanistic management, with its focus on people's well-being and intrinsic value, not only enhances organizational performance, but also contributes to shared prosperity and flourishing and overall success. By prioritizing individuals and their growth, this approach fosters a more compassionate and sustainable way of managing organizations. Thank you for joining me.